Jeff
I'm
just
gonna mute
disappeared.
myself.
Jeff, you
I'm
still
having
there?
trouble. I'm having trouble getting the video and my thing working. So I think I'm gonna leave and come back.
Okay, I'll watch for you.
Okay. Okay, well, I can start the preamble, right? Don't have to wait for you. Okay. All right, meeting's called to order. I am Gloria Grice, Chair of the Needham Historical Commission. As a preliminary matter, permit me to confirm that all members and persons anticipated on this agenda are present and can hear me. Rose Doherty,
Yes.
Don Lankowitz, I can see him. Don? No, you're not muted. Okay,
He's
Don's
got his
good.
thumb up.
Rick Hardy,
Yes.
Dylan Atia,
Yes.
Laura Dorfman,
Yes.
and Jeff, are you back?
I'm here.
Great, okay. And
Can you
Gloria
hear me?
Grice. So
Just no video.
all present.
I have no video.
Oh,
No,
you do now.
There you are.
Okay, anticipated speakers on the agenda, please
don't-
respond in the affirmative. Joseph Barnes,
Yes.
Robert Dermody.
Yes.
Mr. Barnes and Mr. Dermody are here representing the Needham Community Preservation Committee. This open meeting of the Needham Historical Commission is being conducted remotely as consistent with Governor Baker's executive order of March 12, 2020, due to the current state of emergency in the Commonwealth due to the outbreak of the COVID-19 virus. In order to mitigate the transmission of the COVID-19 virus, we have been advised and directed by the Commonwealth to suspend public gatherings, and as such, the governor's order suspends the requirement of the open meeting law to have all meetings in a publicly accessible physical location. Further, all members of public bodies are allowed and encouraged to participate remotely. The order allows public bodies to meet entirely remotely so long as reasonable public access is afforded so that the public can follow along with the deliberations of the meeting. Ensuring public access does not ensure public participation unless such participation is required by law. This meeting will not feature public comment. For this meeting on September 14th, 2020, the Needham Historical Commission is convening by Zoom app as posted on the town's website, identifying how the public may join. Please note that this meeting is being recorded and that some attendees are participating by video conference. Accordingly, please be aware that other folks may be able to see you, and also take care not to screen share your computer. The recording of this meeting is a public document, and anything that you broadcast may be captured by the recording. All supporting materials that have been provided to members of this body are available on the town's website unless otherwise noted. The public is encouraged to follow along using the posted agenda unless the chair notes otherwise. We are now turning to the first item on the agenda. Before we do so, permit me to cover some ground rules for effective and clear conduct of our business and to ensure accurate meeting minutes. I will introduce each speaker on the agenda. After they conclude their remarks, the chair will go down the line of members, inviting each by name to provide any comment, questions, or motions as appropriate. Please hold until your name is called. Further, please remember to mute your phone or computer when you are not speaking. And please remember to speak clearly and in a way that helps generate accurate minutes. For any response, please wait until the chair yields the floor to you and state your name before speaking. Finally, each vote taken in this meeting will be conducted by roll call vote. Okay, I think that takes care of the business part, so we can start the meeting. There we go. First item on the agenda is to accept the minutes of the June 2020 meeting. These minutes were circulated to you. Does anybody have any comments or changes? No, hearing none. Do I hear a vote to accept the minutes?
Move to accept the minutes.
Second?
Aye.
All in favor? Oh, sorry.
Aye.
I'll do this by Rose Doherty,
Aye.
Laura Dorfman,
Aye.
Dylan Adia,
Aye.
Don Lankowitz. Your audio still hasn't come up, Don. Raise your thumb. Do you accept the minutes? Okay. Do you accept the minutes? Yes? Aye? Give me a thumb. Okay, thank you. Jeff, Helen,
Aye.
Rick Hardy,
Aye.
Gloria Grice votes aye. The minutes are accepted unanimously as written. You've all been sent the schedule of meetings for 2020 and 2021. Did anybody have any comments or changes for that? This does not require a vote. We just do this is for information.
I just want to confirm that we're not meeting next week.
Yes, we are not meeting next week. This meeting replaces the September 21 meeting.
Almost caught me off guard tonight.
Okay.
Thank you, Rose.
You're welcome.
Okay, so our schedule is set. Obviously, our meetings will be via Zoom for the foreseeable future. Tonight, we convened early to have presentations by the CPC liaisons, Joe Barnes and Bob Dermody, raise funding proposals for the First Baptist Church in Needham and the First Parish in Needham. I am going to ask, let's see, pull up this first one. This is, who is discussing the First Parish, the First Parish proposal? Joe, you're muted.
It's the Baptist, right?
No,
There's two proposals, First Baptist Church and the First Parish.
Joe Barnes are discussing the First Parish.
Okay, I'm going to put this up on screen share. I hope. So everybody can see. Okay, can everybody see that?
Yes.
Not big, but.
Yes.
That better?
Thank you.
Okay, I'm going to pass over the first part, which is basically the address, and please note that the amount requested is $75,000.
I'm sorry, Gloria.
Yeah,
Everybody needs to mute themselves or you're going to come in echoed.
okay. Everyone please mute. Everyone please mute. I feel like one of those mirror things. I'm not sure what that is.
Looks like Jeff and Don are not muted.
I can't. None of my controls work here. I'm like
Okay.
still waiting. I don't have a video, so I can't mute.
Don is also muted, I think, because he hasn't gotten the audio on yet.
I'm muted.
Okay.
I'm muted.
Oh, we can hear you now. Okay.
I'm muted.
Great. I was going to go on to the proposal page. So please notice that the amount requested is $75,000 and the total project cost is $100,000. And Mr. Barnes, would you take it away?
Thanks, Gloria. Well, as the project summary indicates, we received application from the First Parish Church by way of Carl Franceschi, who is the he's an architect and also a parishioner. And he made a presentation on 2 occasions, actually, to indicate that the First Parish Church had considerable renovation and upgrades in 2005. And this project that they have submitted is the final step in completing that project. It's about a 15-year-old project that started. They've contributed about $3 million to the project And this $100,000 remaining will complete what they're looking for. As the project summary indicates, the wooden trim, the siding, and the pole rear metal enclosure are currently vulnerable to deterioration. Also, raw wood is weather exposed and due to flaking and missing paint. What they are proposing to do is to replace the wood component of the steeple with modern engineered material. Actually, that's ASIC. And hopefully provide longevity and reduced maintenance, but maintaining the steeple aesthetics. The final paragraph of the summary indicates that the tower clapboards would be replaced with fiber cement siding or hardy plank that matches the recently installed siding of the church. Wood railings, trim, moldings would be replaced with engineered polymer, basic material as well. The green copper-like roofing would be recoated. Now, after the initial application was made, the committee reached out to all applicants, but most especially the First Baptist Church and the First Parish Church for due diligence questions as follow-up. I will say that I will speak for the First Parish, and Bob can talk to the First Baptist, but the response was comprehensive, complete, and very clear on what they expected to do. I think they satisfied the expectations of the committee, and we feel as though we would like to have the support of your committee, this commission, to take a vote on Wednesday night, being certain that we have the support that we need to go forward if in fact that is what you folks decide to do. We think the project has been well detailed. As you indicated, Gloria, it's a $100,000 project, and they are asking for $75,000 from the committee. That decision on the amount and the overall application will be decided on Wednesday night. So that is all I've done is highlight exactly what you have in front of you.
Okay, I will go through the members of the commission, and if you have questions for Mr. Barnes or comments about this project, please let me know. We'll start with Dylan.
I just wanted to, for some clarity, I always get them mixed up. Where this is the church that's on the corner of Warren and Great Plains?
Dedham and Great Plain with the green.
Oh, Dedham and Great
Green
Plains.
steeple
Okay.
cap.
Got it. Okay. Yeah.
Lincoln Street is it's on the corner of Lincoln Street and Dedham.
I got you. Yeah. No, sorry. I just wanted clarification on that. No questions about any of the details. I was just combing through it. It seems pretty straightforward to me.
Okay. Jeff, do you have any comments?
I do have. I have a couple of things. I have a question. Did the town, the CPC, pay any money towards the 2005 renovation?
No, we did not.
Okay. Because that sort of impacts some of my feelings around the next piece. Okay. Given that this church is the reason why we have Needham, its historical significance is great. I'm in support of us doing that, and and when it comes to people asking for other money, and we didn't support the big renovation way back when, but so that's helpful. I support this, but I have to ask a question. Gloria, do I have to recuse myself as I'm a member of the First Parish Church?
I don't believe so, unless you're a member of the Building and Planning Committee or part of the group that submitted the application for funding.
I'm sort of a member of the property committee emeritus. You know, I'm on the agenda sheet, but you know, I'm not an active participant, so I wasn't involved in this discussion.
Then I'm going to say no, you don't. But if there's a tiebreaker, we might have to worry about it.
Okay.
Gloria, could I add that
Yes.
I didn't get into the community need portion, that number 10 on the application.
Uh-huh.
I think that it's evident, and you would know better than anyone, that this is a historic structure and certainly adds to the overall history and the fabric of the community. So
Yeah.
that's a given.
I think that's a given. Yeah. Okay, Don, do you have any questions or comments?
No, I don't.
Okay. Rose. You're muted.
There I was being good. I don't have any questions, but I do support this project wholeheartedly. It is important for the town of Needham to preserve this historic place. That's it.
Okay, Laura.
I'm not sure. Do I need to recuse myself?
Rick, I'm going to defer to you on that one.
I'm like a double agent.
I don't think so, because this is not your own project. This is not
It's
your,
not.
you're not the project liaison for this project.
No, I'm not.
Yeah,
I'm fully in support of both of these projects.
okay. Rick, any comments?
No comments in that the proposal we've seen for some time now. So this is not anything new that the commission has been exposed to. So we're all fairly familiar with the proposal. And obviously the first parish is Needham. So it has a, you know, significance above and beyond many places in town. And the Historic Commission is about preservation, and this is a preservation project.
Okay, and then my part. May I first say, Rick, you have an excellent Zoom background. Yes, I remember when the church went through this process in 2005, which was a major renovation of not only the structure, but the physical plant. That was privately raised money. So to my knowledge, this is the first time in a while, anyway, they've come to the CPC for funding. They are seeking to make, I mean, obviously they're not using traditional materials. I think to some extent, this is also repairing some traditional materials that they thought they could save. And it turned out that they were too much subject to deterioration to really make sense in the long run. This is going to look, from the standpoint of a viewer, this is going to look like the original materials. So I don't have a problem with the use of engineered wood. And as Joe pointed out, this is the heart, this church is the heart of the town and the founding of the town. And I don't think there's any question that it's a significant historic asset. Okay, so I'm going to stop sharing so we can see each other again. So I would like to propose a motion that the Needham Historical Commission, oh, I'm the chair, I can't propose a motion. Somebody please propose a motion.
I would propose that the Needham Historical Commission support the CPP project to restore and repair the First Parish Church.
Okay.
Second that.
Second, okay. I'll take a vote. Laura?
Aye.
Dylan?
Aye.
Jeff?
Aye.
Rick?
Aye.
Don?
Aye.
And Gloria votes aye. That's unanimous. Sorry, and
Rose.
Rose, I'm sorry, Rose.
You're muted, Rose.
Now it's unanimous. Motion is carried.
Thank you,
Okay.
ladies and gentlemen. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Joe.
Now I have, it's First Parish. There we go. Okay, I am bringing up the second proposal for the First Baptist Church in Needham, and would like to call on Mr. Dermody to make his presentation.
Thank you, Chair
Do-
Gloria. Hi, everyone. Thank you for the invitation and for meeting this evening to discuss these projects. So I'm Bob Dermody. I'm the liaison for this project, which, for point of reference, it's my understanding in the history of the Needham CPC, there have never been churches that have requested fundings. There have been other private organizations, but not ones affiliated with some type of religion or faith, just for a point of information. This is a project with which you also may be familiar. And don't worry, Dylan, I get these two confused as well in our meetings, the two firsts. This project actually applied in the last cycle, but they ultimately withdrew their project. And that happened through our due diligence, working with them and all the questions CPC asked the proponents about what they were trying to fund. We guided them to what we feel is a better request, meaning more accurately reflecting structural changes to the facade and repair of the facade of the church that faces Great Plains. So this is the one corner of Warren and Great Plain right across from the YMCA, which, as you all are probably aware, is now festooned with scaffolding, which we understand the church actually purchased as opposed to rent. So it's a serious issue structurally. You have the project summary there and the community need, which I will not read, but what I can do is talk about the proponents' presentation to our committee and to the public hearing recently. And it's a, well, let me check. Gloria, could you scroll back to the first page, please? I want to comment quickly. Those numbers have changed on the front sheet there, specifically the amount requested. They are now currently requesting funding of $90,200, which, while more than the other church, is less percentage-wise because of the cost of the project is greater. So ultimately, they're requesting just over $90,000, which would be a third of the total project cost. And the main components of this project are column replacement on the front of the building, and replacement and installation of cornice and trim work. So that's all on the front of the building. There will then be work involved at the steps. All the work is on the front facade. So the first is the columns, the cornice, and trim. The second sort of component on the front would be the replacing the failed concrete steps, the landing at the top of the steps, and the capstones under the columns. Those would be replaced with granite steps and granite material throughout for those components. And that is the project. So I'm happy to take questions if there are any, or elaborate further if needed.
Okay, I will go through the group again. Dylan?
Yeah, thanks. So I just wanted to go back to the cover page, just a point of clarification. What is the difference between the estimated total project cost and the amount requested? Like, what are the items that are, I guess, are those just items that are being put on hold as part of this ask? Or?
Well, I think perhaps I could answer it this way, Dylan, is that proponents come to CPC from a variety of places, most often the town.
Yeah.
And we want to know the total project cost and then how much they're seeking from CPC to fund that project.
Okay.
Now, for the town or other organizations, it may be the full amount. It could be a $10,000 project and they ask for $10,000. In this case, it's a very expensive project. They're asking for 1/3, which is about $90,000.
I see, thanks, yeah.
So there's lots of work being done that is itemized. The money, if voted on to support it, would go to part of that. And
okay, got it, thanks, yeah. Yeah, no, I mean, I couldn't support this more. I happen to live across the street, and I know that at this point it's more than a cosmetic preservation. It's, as you said, it's structural, and it's even safety related. So there's that component, but I think just from a preservation and historical perspective, it's clear that the building adds quite a lot to the community. So I'm in support of this. I don't have any further comments, and I looked at all the details and the sort of the pictures and all the items related to the front facade. And I mean, I'm so familiar with it because I look at it almost every day that I know the need is they're in desperate need of it. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Jeff?
I have several questions. For one, they changed the amount requested to 90,000. In their, you answered, and in their narrative, it says, 1/3 is the cost they're asking from us or you. 1/3 they would pay themselves, and 1/3 was through fundraising. Is that total? Because did they reduce the amount they're asking for because the total cost of the project changed, or did their formula change?
I think their scope changed, and they also wanted to ask, quite frankly, they thought asking for less would be more advantageous to them.
Okay, so thank you. Other questions? I'm not sure how I feel about this, but I'd be interested in even what the public hearings have to say. But I guess that's your realm to take that into consideration. But like you said, the town has never paid to support a religious institution, and I feel like the First Parish is different in that it was, historically the source of the town, and in those times, churches was a meeting house, and and that. But what is the, but yet now we're getting into actually denominations of religious factions, and we separate, sort of church and state. And what is the historical significance of, that church or that building? I mean, I in some ways you got to make a decision based on those merits. So I guess in some ways I'd like to hear from Gloria, or you guys, and what, because there's not I didn't see anything articulating that, to my significance of First Parish, at least, describing what happened in 1926. So if I could get some discussion around that, it'd help me decide.
Gloria, I think you should address that.
Yeah, it's a long and complicated issue, largely involving the split of churches in the 1850s. The Baptist Church was actually the third congregation. Once the first parish split, the first splinter congregation was the Congregational Church, and the second was the Baptist Church. This building is the second oldest church structure in town. It was also the first anchor building of the new downtown. As the downtown shifted from Noyden Street to the Great Plain, the Baptist congregation made essentially a major investment in what was then an empty landscape, and by doing so, really solidified the move between the two centers and the establishment of the Great Plain as the new town center. And obviously it's not on its original site. It's originally on the site that the Santander Bank is on now, but and moved in 1928. But it's been a integral part of the downtown streetscape longer, in fact, than the First Parish has.
Gloria, is it on the inventory?
Yes. Yes, it is.
So they would be coming, but we would be looking at those building plans as far as restoration goes towards those pillars.
Yeah, in time, I assume.
That helps. Thank you.
Okay.
That helps me a lot.
Did that help? Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
If I may add, Gloria,
Yep.
perhaps you have shared with your committee, but I received, as the liaison, a copy of a letter that you wrote to the proponent in 2019.
Yeah.
Sort of telling that story that you just summarized right there in a few more paragraphs. If your committee has that or may want to recall it, I think that answers a lot of those questions.
Okay, I can make that available.
Thank you.
Okay. Rose. You guys have popped out of order. I had you in a row and now you're not.
Hey, you know, what can I say? We're here. Okay, I am interested in preserving the facade of the building because it is so important. And it seems to me that I remember that there was a point when the clock at First Baptist was in fact the town clock.
Yes.
That is an important thing. It is in fact a part of our history. Now, the money that is requested is not going to go for any area of the church that will be used for a religious function. It is the facade. And for that reason, I support it, and I'm very happy to hear that there will be granite steps and a granite landing, and we won't go through this again for a while. I think that is really quite excellent. So I am in support of this.
Great, thank you. Rick.
It much like First Parish, but even more so, the First Baptist is an iconic building in town in terms of the town's streetscape, and certainly its history. As I sort of said previously, we are in the business of preservation, and you know we do have limited powers when it comes to houses being torn down. But here's a situation where we can actually preserve something of historical significance that should last for many years to come. And I've, attended many a concert in the First Baptist, and I'm sure other people have as well, or community meetings, not directly related to the religious aspect. And again, we are, as Rose said, we are talking about the facade, and they probably should have done granite the first time around, because we know people will be coming back and discussing that for many, many centuries. So I am in favor of this.
Okay, thank you. Don?
Yes, I'm in favor of it as well. We're pretty familiar with this particular project. We guess we heard from the minister, was it last year, maybe even the year before. The other thing that I found interesting too is that the church, even though it is a house of worship, many different kinds of activities take place there that support the community. So on top of that, the historical significance of it, I'm in favor of this.
Great, now let's see if did I miss anybody? No, Rose, me.
Laura,
Where did Laura go? There you are.
I'm in favor.
Okay. And obviously you've already heard my take on this. I second also what Don said. Anytime I've gone over to speak to them, the building is extremely busy. A lot of community groups use it, school groups, exercise groups, other civic organizations. It does form an important, it's an important space in the use of the community, as well as an important historic building and an important congregation. So I'm also in favor of this project. So I will stop screen sharing, and can I have a motion? Rose, you're muted.
Rose, you're muted.
Rose, you're muted.
Well, I'll make a motion that what we recommend. Does she have one ready?
Yeah, I was going to use the one that Rick had and just change the name, which seems to me to be a good thing to do.
Okay.
Read it out again, please.
Hmm?
Could you read it out again, please?
Yes, indeed.
Thank you.
I move that the Needham Historical Commission support the CPC project at First Baptist Church.
Okay, I'll take a vote. Laura?
Oh, wait a
I
minute. we have
second.
to
I'll
it.
second
Oh, I'm
it.
sorry, second motion.
I can second that.
Sorry. Okay, the motion's been moved and seconded.
Aye,
Laura, Jeff,
aye,
Aye.
Rose,
Aye.
Rick,
Aye.
Dylan,
Aye.
Don,
Aye.
and I also vote in favor. That makes it unanimous.
Thank you, everyone.
Okay.
Great.
Well, thank you very much, Bob and Joe,
Thank
for
you,
your
guys.
presentations and your
Thanks.
diligent work on these two projects, which I think, are going to be a big step toward preservation and keeping our downtown
Yes.
looking good.
Thank you
Thanks,
for your
Bob.
support, everybody.
Thank you
so
very much.
Thank
Good
you.
night.
Good night.
Good night.
Okay. Getting my agenda back. Okay. It was not clear to me at our June meeting whether we actually voted on the new officers or just confirmed that we were setting up this cycle of succession. So,
I make a motion that we accept
yeah,
the rotation of officers for the commission for September 2020 to September 2021.
do I hear a second?
I'll second.
Any comments?
Okay. I have one comment. Am I muted? No, I'm
No,
not.
you're fine.
No, now we got you.
Good. Okay. We did, in fact, accept the new process and names and dates for officers, and it passed unanimously in our June 29th meeting.
Okay.
We can do it.
oh,
No, so we're fine then. Just wanted to make sure that it was covered because I couldn't tell from the minutes whether I knew we discussed it. I don't know if we actually voted on it.
Yeah, it would include the entire cycle through all
Yeah.
of us.
Yeah. So the rest,
I have
rest
to
of you
admit,
aren't off the
I
hook.
didn't know. I feel, so Don and Gloria, I'm so sorry. I'm emailing Don about this whole CPC thing, not
Okay.
realizing that there was already that change. So my apologies.
Oh, no
But
problem.
the change was official as of today, so.
Okay, but I was at the June meeting. I mean, I should have. Anyway,
We had an interregnum between July and August, so now we're
Yeah.
settled again. No problem.
thanks.
Okay, I've got a bunch of documents open here so I can share them, but I don't need them all anymore. Okay, we wrote and Rose, did we approve this letter to homeowners?
We did not. We just,
That's-
we sent it out, and yours was the only edits that I received. And I sent that out again this afternoon. And
Okay, then I will put it up on the screen. You want to take a look at, this is the letter that we are going to send to homeowners, owners of historic houses, just to, essentially because there's concern that, as houses go through the process of sale and as time passes, there are a lot of owners who are not aware that they live in a house that's been designated on the historic inventory and what that entails. And so we want to make sure that the owners of historic houses are aware that they are on the inventory, and also where they can find information about their houses, and that they could come to us with questions or proposals when they do have projects they want to do in their house. So take a quick look at the letter as written, and we will vote on its contents or make any changes as necessary.
I just have a question for, I think, Don.
Mhm.
John, remember you were able to speak to the tax assessor who was able to get some information on the transfer
Right,
of,
right.
okay, good.
I've been in touch with Chip Davis about this, and they can run a report. I asked him if I could have a copy of the report through August. He said to get back in touch with him at the end of September. So I could really just put this on my calendar and just get in touch with Chip at the end of each month, just to find out if there are any historic homes that we need to address.
That was just to track the transfer of ownership, just because how do we know when these things sell and who buys and,
Right.
right? That's, yeah. Okay,
Yeah,
thank you.
Well,
That's
I
great.
don't mean to be a stickler. Isn't that another agenda item,
Probably.
right? Or was that
Yeah.
within
What
I don't
is?
know.
having to find out how to do that? But I don't have the agenda.
No,
in front of me.
we discussed that at the last meeting. Laura was just catching up with Don about what he was, whether.
Well, I thought it actually was, that's why I was asking. I don't have the agenda in front of me, but I thought that was an item on the agenda item of how we get that information of a transfer of ownership.
No, that was on the last agenda.
Yep.
The agenda item for tonight is to approve the letter that we're going to send to homeowners. I mean, as well, Jeff, you've been on the commission long enough. You remember that there have been cases where people have gone to the building department to make a change and discovered that their house was on the inventory. So, well, I didn't put it there. So, well,
No,
you know.
I understand this. I'm in support of the letter. I
Right.
was actually, I thought that was something of my suggestion. No, I understand that.
Yeah.
I do have one possible edit.
Okay.
Okay.
In the, I don't know what paragraph, the paragraph that starts off with, the Historical Commission was created
Mhm.
to ensure the protection and development of historical assets such as your home that are visible evidence of Needham's history. But I wonder, Gloria, you often talk about some houses are historically significant, not because of their structure, but because of past inhabitants.
Yeah.
And that so it wouldn't be visible. So I wonder if there's some language that we could include.
Tangible? Was tangible better?
Or take out visible.
Yeah.
Mm,
Your home that are,
Living.
well, I mean, I don't mind the word visible, if they're home that. Example, maybe because of their, structure or place in historical people,
I think you might be making it too complicated.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
I
just
think,
think it should be not visible, so add something. I don't know. I'm not the wordsmith here.
do you think tangible would work better than visible?
Sure.
Well, do we really need an adjective there? The town's historical assets that are evidence of Needham's history.
Yeah, we just take it out altogether.
People,
Yeah.
it could be the architecture, it could be, I don't know what else it could be.
I'm okay with that. I just don't want to narrow it. I want it to be broad.
Yeah. Well,
And-
why don't we just strike visible?
Yeah.
That
Okay.
in Needham's history.
I'm
And then-
okay with that.
Question, should that be which? I'll leave that to you, Gloria.
Which
I think it's essential,
I think
and essential really requires that.
you're talking to the copy editor extraordinaire up there. Is that the
Something-
distinction between that and which?
Yes. One is essential, and that is essential and which is non-essential.
Okay.
So
I tend to use them interchangeably, so I wasn't.
that a lot of people do. Yeah.
You guys would know better than me. It just struck me for a second.
Okay, so any other comments or changes?
No.
Anyone else?
Nope.
Okay, do we need to vote on this, or can we simply be happy?
How does it get out there? How do we get this out? Will someone from
Thank
the
you.
town?
Thank you,
Some-
Laura, because that was my question too. What we know that Don will find out about the homes, but whose responsibility is it
Right.
to get the letter out? And
I will talk to Sandy about that and have an answer for the next meeting.
okay,
You get to use our postage count.
Oh my God, say it ain't so.
Enough in there.
Spend some of our precious $1,050.
Do we need CPC money for this?
I think it's going to depend too on how often these come up.
Yeah.
Wait, did I hear my name?
Yes, you did.
yes,
You did.
See, I was paying attention. Hey, you know what? I hate to say this, but I was just looking because I wanted to check your agenda. I don't see your meeting posted.
I sent it in, when did we send it in, Rose? Thursday morning?
Thursday, I think.
I sent it to Teddy, was that not right?
Yes, it should go to Teddy.
Yeah.
I don't see it posted on the website, but
And did
might
you
wanna
send it
follow up.
directly to Teddy or to the town clerk email?
I sent it directly to Teddy,
Yeah,
te@anitamascot.gov.
I mean, she'll usually do it, but when I was doing it, they had asked that we send it to the town clerk because then everybody sees it and anybody can post it. Whereas
Okay,
send it to Teddy, only Teddy sees it, and I'm sure she posted it, but yeah, I used to send it to the town clerk email address,
Okay.
and everybody gets to see it in the office.
I'll do that next time. Okay.
It was a weird week last week too with the holidays, so maybe that had something to do with it.
just to circle back with your question, Gloria, I would be happy. My office will assist in whatever way necessary to get your mailing done for you.
Great, thank you.
Thank you.
Let me know.
See how
Okay.
many it turns out to be.
Okay,
Probably
not a problem. Just let
Probably
me know.
not often. Okay,
Okay.
great, thank you.
Welcome.
Okay, so do we need to vote on the contents of this letter, or we're happy with it? We're good?
Do we just have a note that there is agreement that this is?
There's
the
agreement that,
letter?
yes, striking the word visible, we're in agreement on the content of the letter. Okay, stop share, roll back. That was pretty much the extent of the agenda. I did have one item of new business. And this occurred to me tonight as we realized we couldn't get a hold of each other. We need to make a contact list. We don't have an updated contact list. We have each other's emails, but we really should have phone numbers.
We need cell phones. Yeah.
Jeff, how about, since I'm taking minutes tonight, why don't you do the first contact list? I have a template and I will send it to you. It's last year's. And Dylan, we need your information.
Yeah, so if everybody can send, or does it include addresses or is it just emails and
It
cell phones?
includes addresses. Give me just a minute and I can tell you exactly what it has. It has addresses, it has phone numbers, and it has emails.
Okay.
If you send me the template, and people send me the updated information, I can transcribe it.
Beautiful.
That'd be great. Yeah, then just circulate it out to everybody. So your address, your preferred phone number,
Yeah.
the one that's most likely to get you at 7 o'clock in the evening when we need to reach you for something. And also your emails that we have most of those on in our email chain as well. Does anybody else have any other business they'd like to discuss?
Yeah, I just had one thing about in contact with Chip. We need to set, or I've given him the criteria of houses that were built
Maybe.
before 1930.
Okay.
Does that sound like a sufficient criteria so he can run the program?
Yeah,
Well,
that's
what-
gonna
what-
cover, there might be one or two others, but I don't think there are. I mean, I think we're gonna catch more than we need with
Okay.
that, which I think
Well,
is,
wait a minute,
which is
1930,
good.
this is any house that changes hands? Right, I mean, what about historic houses that are older that like, the Benjamin Orr house was not,
But this would be 1930 and before.
Before.
oh,
So any house
Yeah.
built, before 1930, that was the criteria.
Instead of asking him to pick through the list for ones that are specifically on our list,
Mhm.
if he gives us all those, every house before 1930 that's on our list will be caught in that
Yeah, and I could pick through.
net.
well, but Gloria, wouldn't some of those houses that are historically significant because of their inhabitants,
Yeah.
the UN guy, right?
But
would-
Jeff, that's not something that we would be able to track through
Yeah.
this mechanism.
Yeah. And they're not necessarily, I can do a quick look, but I don't think we have any houses on the inventory that are that recent. Whether we should is a whole other,
Mm.
Yeah.
there are probably some we should, but I don't think there are any on our current inventory that are that recent. I think 1930, we're gonna catch everything.
Okay,
Let's see.
On Allie Raisin's house.
Yeah. That's right. It's all the new, actually, I'm not sure that ever got listed. Okay, I can double check that. And if there's anyone that's of concern, we can always try and catch up with that. Is there any other business? Okay, then can I ask for a motion to adjourn?
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Second,
I'll second.
Okay.
ask for a vote. Rose,
Yes.
Jeff,
Yes.
Rick,
Aye.
Donald,
Yes.
Dylan,
Yes.
Laura,
Yes.
and I vote yes, it's unanimous. Thank you, everybody. We'll see you next month.
Wait, before we all go, off the record, Rose?
Yes.
Off the recording, Sandy?
It is